What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Enjinstarter. This is one I've covered in the past, so I'm kind of looking forward to covering it again. Somewhat new perspective-ish with regards to the opportunity it presents. Before I get into that, as always, I update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel that I thought would crush it in this cycle. If you invested, these are the prices of recording, these are the current prices. If you'd invested $100 into each one when I released the videos and you're still holding all that crypto, you'd be in profit for around 59 grand. This is not reflective of what I hold anymore. If you want to see what I hold, you can come check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I share my portfolio, let you know anytime I'm buying or selling a coin. And if you want to make the gains that myself and the members are making, then you can come have a look. One thing that I keep reiterating is a bear cycle will come. And when it does, it's an amazing opportunity. Bull cycle's great as well, and there's opportunities within the bull cycle. But in a bear cycle, when everything's on discount, you should be generating a list of cryptos that really intrigue you for the long term. I've got a list, and I'm going to be watching how much they retrace, how well they work towards their roadmap or completing their roadmap, and what partners they get. And when I think they can 40, 50, 100x, I'm going to be sharing them with my crypto members. So if you want to learn what I think they are, then check it out. Remember, I found Phantom in the bear cycle. Right. Enjinstarter. Now, Enjinstarter, I did a video on it, not that like when it launched or roundabout when it launched, and I was concerned about the price at the time because it was priced at around 20 cents. Had a really strong launch from 8 cents all the way up to 20, and really did hold pretty good ground all the way throughout November, through October and November. My concern with it was fundamentally the distinction between the fully diluted market cap and the market cap. There's a lot of tokens still to be generated, and that means as an investment, Enjinstarter itself is probably not the best investment. Although I will say this, the market cap right now is pretty good. It's a decent entry point. But I don't think you're going to be looking at making a lot of money off of Enjinstarter. What you're going to be looking at is making the money off of their Launchpad. So their Launchpad has 3 tiers: 25,000 Enjinstarter, 100,000, and 500,000. So you have to hold that amount to be able to participate in the Launchpads. So I don't think Enjinstarter as a token is necessarily going to be a great investment, but I think it's going to afford very good opportunities. Now, 25,000 is going to run you about, based on current price, $878 roughly. So 100,000 is going to run you, 3,500. Sorry, 3,500 tokens or dollars. 500,000 is going to run you about 17.5 grand. Now that's a lot of money. But the lower tier is accessible to most people, right? But you've got to accept that investment might not make you much. But the opportunity it affords is interesting. Now, Enjinstarter is very different from a lot of other Launchpads in that they have so many regular launches, and it's mostly metaverse based. There are, don't get me wrong, some DeFi based ones. There are some other Launchpad ones. There are some tokens for ecosystems like the GeoJam token for musicians. But yeah, they're having a hell of a lot of launches very, very regularly. In fact, there's like 9 upcoming now, exports through to Battleverse. So yeah, they've got a lot coming up. Now, what I want to talk about really is what you have to bear in mind if you are participating in Launchpads, because Launchpads are a great way to make money. But you do and it depends on your perspective, because you can quick flip or you can long-term invest. And one thing you've got to bear in mind right now is that, let's take Kingdom Carnage as an example because I got that price up there. So the token price was 1.2 cents. Currently, it's pricing at 1.5 cents, so it's still up. You've also got to bear in mind as well, it actually 4x'd pretty much off the bat. It ran up to 5 cents. So there's 10. So what ended up happening with this, 10% was distributed at the token generation event. That just means when it was listed. So it was probably listed on PancakeSwap, given that it's a Binance-based token. 10% donate immediately given. Then there's a 1 month cliff, so you don't get anything for 1 month. Then there's a 9-month daily vesting period, where you can basically claim every day if you want. It's probably not worthwhile doing it on a daily basis, but that means you are in an investment for effectively 11 months, bar that 10%. So either you can view it as a long-term investment because you kind of don't have a choice. Yeah, you can get the tokens whenever, you can keep claiming them daily, or you can claim them once per month, once per week, however it suits you. But the 100% of the investment is tied up for at least 11 months, effectively, or at least 10 months. Sorry. So you do have to bear that in mind. This is one of the first things that should be looked at. Now, if you believe in the project long term, then that's fine, because it's not a problem, is it, to wait? And Kingdom Carnage appears to be a game that could do quite well, actually. You know, multiverse tier based NFT trading card game. My issue with trading card games is I do think we're a bit inundated with them, but it doesn't mean that this one won't be successful. Some will be, for sure. But these games are launching left, right, and center. So just identifying which ones you think could be more successful is really the key. I mean, you can go and try and get in on all of them and then just scattergun approach it and see if it works. This one, Ancient Kingdom, probably has a pretty good shot of doing quite well. They've total raise for all the rounds has been 3.8 million. Now, 20% was released at token generation, then 20%, then 20% released every 2 months. So that one is DOM symbol, DOM. So let's have a quick look, see how that's done since launch. So if we have a quick look, Ancient Kingdom, price was 1.2 cents again. So it's below entry point now. It won't have been at launch, for sure. It will have done well. I would imagine a 3x or so. Okay, 2. So about 2x on launch, on listing and launch, and it retraced fairly quickly. It's now priced below entry point for the project. And this is one thing people have to bear in mind. If you are looking at, and if you think a crypto has a great opportunity to really do something well long term, you've got a couple of options with Launchpads. Because you could just go, I want to get into it, I'm going to use the Launchpad that I'm in, do that. You can actually wait a month after listing, because quite regularly at the moment, we are seeing coins do a decent run before a retrace. So you might end up finding a better entry point than the actual allocation provided, or the actual pricing for the Launchpad. But fundamentally, this is an intriguing one to me. And what I want to, with regards to Enjinstarter, there is a hell of a lot of projects being released. Hell of a lot. So there is potential to make some pretty good money here. But if you are new to Launchpads, bear in mind you've got to really make sure that you're examining the key information. You know, the vesting details are important. This one, that's a better vesting period for me, because that's effectively a 4-month thing. Get 25% when it lists on wherever it listed, presumably Pancake and Uniswap, and then 25% every month thereafter. And this is called Space Misfits, so SMCW. Now, I imagine there was a pretty big run and dump on this when it listed. Entry point again. No, okay, so 16 cents. Ah, okay, so it's not even there. We'll check CoinGecko, I guess. And see if it's up and running on CoinGecko. Okay, so Space Misfits hasn't launched yet. So, fair enough. IDO date was January 19th, so they've not launched yet. So they might be timing it, to be fair. I've not been through their Telegram. There's a good shot that they're timing it to try and make sure that it's in a more positive market sentiment. That's definitely plausible. But again, and I'd be interested to see what that does. I'd actually keep an eye out for that, because that could really do quite like some pretty good gains initially. But with a 25% release, I expect that there'll be some level of dump after. But generally, Enjinstarter, look, in terms of, I spoke about Seedify Fund before, and I like that as a launchpad as well, but Enjinstarter is a good one. The token itself, there's feasible that it gets a 5x from where it is. I do think launchpads have got another run in them in terms of token appreciation. But so I can't see this investment in Enjinstarter making you much. But the tiers are certainly the lowest tier is accessible to a lot of people, and you are going to get in on some games that are going to end up being successful. So it's just, can you pick the right one? Because they do have a hell of a lot of list of games launching. I mean, there's been tons and tons. So picking well is important, but definitely one to consider if you're looking at launchpads, because, like I said, entry point isn't too bad for the tiers. There's definitely a lot of opportunities, but if you are new to launchpads, do be aware of the vesting schedule, because right now being tied up in a coin for maybe a year is not a great idea. From my perspective, but I'd see why these tokens and a lot of these cryptos are going, nah, we're going to do a year, because it stops people potentially dumping on the market. I mean, that one's 2% per week for 45 weeks, so basically a year. And this is going to be a DeFi hub, so that could do quite well, but you're getting so little of your tokens, you never really, unless you're going to literally wait until it's pumped like wild. It might be easier to enter into the position after coins have retraced from the initial pump of launch. But no, I like this. I mean, I do like Enjinstarter's opportunities as an investment. Not for me, but the play to earn games are going to have a second run. Metaverse tokens are going to have a second run. That is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. So I would definitely be keeping my eye on something like this, because there are opportunities here. And it's definitely one you will want to be a part of down the line, because, like I said, DeFi, two things that are definitely going to have another run, or probably, to be fair, three things are NFTs, DeFi, and play to earn. So yeah, if there's a USP, a unique selling point to any of these games, if it differentiates itself well, one to have a look at, because there's definite potential. So yeah, this is one I'd have a look at as well, because it's the first on Algorand. But yeah, that's it from me. Hope you're all keeping well. Are you in launchpads? If so, let me know which ones. What's your favourite, or are you indifferent to launchpads? Is there a different sector that you're focusing on in your investments? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you are new to crypto or been in crypto a while but not happy with your returns, come check out Copy My Crypto. 2021 was fantastic. We had a wonderful year in terms of return on investments. And 2022 is going to have so many more opportunities as well. And if you want to be a part of that, make the gains, see what I'm going to be getting into when the bear cycle inevitably rolls around, then click the link in the description and check it out. Anyway, take care, guys. Bye-bye.